what's happening.
Did you know they were there?
This is the spot where I found someone recently, sitting here very vulnerable. I was out doing my walk at the weekend, and yeah, there was a girl here. She's on one of my videos on TikTok and on Twitter. So yeah, she was very vulnerable, sitting right here. I walked from the Foyle Bridge here, and I basically waited for about an hour for her to come off the bridge, so she wasn't then vulnerable, and I walked back this way. So that's why I wanted to play a bit of drums there for you.
Where have you been since the last time I talked to you?
I've been in hospital, in Grangewood Hospital. Quite a lot of things has happened. I've been assessed very, very well by my consultants there, but I'm fine now. I'm mentally stable again.
Did you suffer some kind of breakdown since the last time?
Sorry?
Did you suffer some kind of a breakdown?
I took a mental health breakdown again.
Bipolar?
Yeah, I suffer with bipolar. 1 minute I'm okay, the next minute I'm not. But it's now medicated. Medicated in the proper way by the proper medication. I'm prescribed quetiapine. Quetiapine's a medication for antipsychotic. It's one of the medications that isn't addictive. It's one of the medications that completely turns your whole mood, can keep you from basically suffering with psychosis, which I suffered with in 2023. That's whenever I got my diagnosis of bipolar. But yeah, a lot of people, think that whenever you're bipolar, that medication is, the answer. It's not. The answer to any illness, in my eyes, is music, and that's how I got through my day over the last number of years since I became sober from the drugs that I've been taking. I'm sober since 2019. I've proved that from the Grangewood Hospital. You can check. I can show you the results. It's in the car there. So I'm clean of all drugs again, which is fantastic. It's a great way to feel. I feel that people is, trying to badmouth me for the person I used to be. That was my past, and I've dealt with that now. I am on my own, and I mean that. But I'd rather be that way to be a happy person. I'm single 4 years for a reason. I had to work on myself. I had to work on my anger issues. I had to work on all the domestic abuse over the years to break it down, and the CBT treatment, which is basically a therapy where you would address a situation that you've done wrong in a different mindset. So basically it was Grangewood as well that helped me with all that. I'll be honest with you, over the years, whenever I suffered with addiction, Grangewood wasn't really able to help, because it is a mental health facility, and I could never ever get that into my head until I was sober. There's quite a lot of people that would attend Grangewood for reasons to do with addiction. It's not for addiction, folks. It's for genuine diagnosis of bipolar, schizophrenia. There could be any depression, anxiety. There's lots of conditions that people suffer with and think that you can go in there as a safe house. It's not a safe house. It's a mental health institution that people need to respect the staff more. I've noticed people just asking constantly for addictive medications. If I can go into a hospital and not take one sleeping tablet for the whole duration that I've been there, there's that much happened, folks. I don't even have any memory of it. My memory is basically affected because of all the drugs that I've taken, and I'm also deaf, as you can see with my hearing aid. And that's the outcome of a drug addiction. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not here to talk about anybody. I'm here to help people get sober from addiction. As you can see, I'm down at the Foyle Bridge here. This is where I tried to commit suicide quite a lot of times. Only for Foyle Search and Rescue, I wouldn't be standing here today making this film. And only for them, I'm here. And they were the only people that was there for immediate response whenever I tried to commit suicide. I am on the figures, and I've actually been given the figures from the manager of Fire Search and Rescue of the amount of people that is vulnerable in situations along the whole of the quay. In Derry today, there's no addiction or suicide hub. Why not? I asked the Department of Health, I asked the Justice Department all to work together, and I want them to get something for Derry. I've been speaking to them quite a lot recently as well. I met them from Twitter. My addiction campaign is Addiction Derry on Twitter.
What's it like to have a bipolar episode that led you in there?
Well, I could be a madman, like that train. I could be like that train, as fast as that train just went past there now. I could take off like that. And I don't want to get to that stage. But I'd rather stay in the middle, and my medication now sorts that for me. But yeah, just as fast as that train went fast there, that's how bipolar, you can just take off like a rocket. That's the way it affects me. But I get low as well. The low times you feel suicidal, you get suicidal ideation, which is basically you feeling that you're not worth living anymore. Which is a really, really, really hard thing to do and to cope with in your own mind. As I also suffer with EUPD, which is an emotional unstable personality disorder, and that's 2 conditions I'm diagnosed with. I was assessed maybe 100 times. Unfortunately, due to my addiction, I had to be discharged from the hospital. That's basically down to having an addiction issue. I couldn't get that into my head for so many years until recently. So yeah, 2 conditions I'm diagnosed with, and I'd be affected. I'd be crying 1 minute, I could be laughing the next, I'll be drumming the next, I'll be singing the next, and I could be dancing, I could be... So yeah, there's quite a lot of things for me to try and remember. It's hard. It's hard to get through my day without someone bringing anything up to do with my past. I normally would, be motivated and be happy. I'm happy as long as no one sets me off. I've proved that from being detained in the hospital. They assess you every 15 minutes, and there hasn't been one word of ignorance towards any one member of staff in there, and that's just me, that's who I am, and they've proved that now. And the drug test that I passed, I'm very proud for passing. There was times I used to not want to do the drug test because I knew there were drugs in my system. I got people to do them for me, so all the lies that comes along with the addiction, that's the scary part. And I only realised that whenever I got sober. And I'm sober because of this area here. This is where I would have came, just here in my black Volkswagen Golf, and I sat the car right here, and I would have read my documents on a weekly basis, which I still do. It's taken me over 3 years to read them. And just look there at that beauty of Derry, the place where I grew up, the place where I love, and it's my hometown, and I'm not leaving for anybody. And I am on my own, but I do have a lot of family support, and they've basically had to learn me the biggest thing was for me to be independent. So they had to show me some tough love for that. And I was always a child. I was the baby of the house, the blue-eyed boy. My mother supported me. Like, my family would have let me away with murder, as they say, but they love me, and it took me 36 years for me to realise how good of a family I actually have and how much I appreciate them. I had to have a clear mind before I understood exactly what they've done for me, and only for them as well. I wouldn't be here today. My mother saved my life on a number of occasions. My brothers have saved my life on a number of occasions, and my sister, and they know me. They know the Michael that was growing up, that had a very damaged childhood. They understand, and they want to help me, and they want me to be a better person. And that's why I'm making this film, is to show people that you can change your life around, you can get sober, you can come off the drugs or the alcohol or anything it may be that you're addicted to. It's about time that people can go somewhere whenever in despair and get some help without having to have a whole operation of Ford Search and Rescue, police, fire brigade, ambulance. Look at the amount of services that's wasting. You know, some people do it just for doing it, and other people is actually diagnosed with mental health issues. So I mean, it must be a very, very hard job for them people as well. But if we were to get somewhere to go, even if it's like somewhere for a cup of tea, somewhere for a chat, somewhere you can get signposted onto places for mental health, that would be a big start. We've lost quite a lot of funding for this area from any, you know, for suicide, and it's a joke, and it needs to be looked at. And even the local MLAs and Sinn Féin MLAs that I would know, a lot of them, you know, they never used the word addiction either in the programme for government. The programme for government hasn't mentioned addiction anywhere on it, so that's only the most recent one. The ones before that, for all them years, they've claimed all the money and they haven't gave 2 pence for addiction. Do you want to go in the bar and get a pint? Pint of water, man.
We just got the top here.
That's the spud field there. That's where all our potatoes is growing. Greenswood up here, it's a way up at the very other side. But yeah, I'm just out of it, so I don't want to be going back into it. And I mean that in the best possible way, like. But
how long were you in there for?
I was in there for about. Oh, you mean in my whole life?
No, recently.
Recently, just a week. But it was a good week.
That's after the first time I spoke to you.
Aye, that's my second time being in since I've spoken to you. Yeah. But I was in Oma the last time, Raffrey House in Oma, and Line Ward up in Oma as well. They all know me. They all love me. They all do, and I mean that. And they all appreciate me. They call me Michael, they don't call me Mickey. Mickey's an act. Mickey Rebel is an act. My name's Michael, and that's what people need to start calling me, because anytime I hear the word Mickey, it makes me think of other people, and I don't want to do that.
So you're doing well now?
Oh, I'm doing great. Absolutely great. I feel anyway that I'm mentally stable, and I know the do's and the don'ts. It's taken me a long time to learn that. I know who to have around me. I know who to not have around me.
Who brought you in there?
My brother Thomas.
Why did he do that? My
brother Thomas had to do it because I was getting very aggressive towards him and my mother. Not aggressive, just angry and shouting. And whenever I shout, it's not nice, and I mean loud. But yeah, I haven't shouted in Greenswood at all, so it was because of other people triggering my bipolar, and there's certain triggers in my mind, and if they use them triggers, it just sends me off like that. But yeah, my brother Thomas, he was the man, he's my next of kin. He's like a father to me, and I love him to bits, and yeah, he's probably going to be laughing at me making this here, but I mean, at the end of the day, take your oil. But not just my brother Thomas, like I have my older brother Dennis, he's a father, he's always been a father. He kept me whenever I was young, he took me up to his house, him and his wife, and you know, I am very, very privileged to have him and his wife a part of my life, and they're like another mother and father to me. And then my brother Noel, he's a chef, he's just quiet, you know, but he still loves me. And yeah, it's not easy, but the whole lot of them, all my family, including my mother, she's been the apple of my eye, and she's been amazing. She's now a pensioner, and I think she deserves to have peace as well now going forward. She's had a very troubled childhood herself, from the Brits and the people that took over our land, and yeah, her family was badly affected as well, and it's not nice. And yeah, I've chose the peaceful thing out of all this, where, you know, and I want to drum it through, and that's how I do it. But yeah, I'm happy that I have them around me.